Welcome to this masterminding space where we literally come together every month. Well, I say every month. We're now working with 28-day cycles. So every 4 weeks, we make sure that we come together as a collective to literally support each other through the ups and downs, the highs and lows of business and entrepreneurship. Now, I've been a part of many masterminds over the years, and what I found from literally from this whole experience of being in the entrepreneurial world is that what a mastermind is when we get together and we share our wins, we celebrate the wins, we focus on the positives first because it's so easy for us to go in and dive in and focus on the challenges and the things that might be holding us back. And then we dive deeply into the challenges. Now, the challenges give us something really important because everything happens in life and in business, as we know, for a reason. There are no failures in life. If you're not having challenges and if you're not facing your fears, you're not living. We take risk in business, calculated, educated risks that we know intuitively from our heart and our gut are the way to move us forwards, to really move us forwards into that power of creation on entrepreneurship. And when you have challenges, there's always something there, and that's the lesson. It's the lesson. What did you learn from that challenge that's going to help you and shape you and move you forwards into that next phase? So we get together every 28 days in the Star Collective to really help you to look at your wins, celebrations, what went well, what more of that can we do, and then what were the challenges? And then we share that with the group. And then all of the people within that collective are able to really give feedback from their perspective. Because when you're in a collective, when you come together and it's really powerful, every single person has their own experiences and slants on things. And it really enables them to, you know, provide something different to what your perspective might be. And that difference isn't necessarily something for you to go and do, but it's something for you to consider to help you to grow and expand. Because if we just stay around the same people all of the time in our business or in our community, we're not able to get that bigger perspective. And so I found masterminds a really phenomenal way to tap into the minds of somebody else, the experience of somebody else. And that collective experience is really powerful. So I want you to just consider in this masterminding experience these simple things. So if you can't join a live as part of the collective every 28 days when we come together, always make sure that you ask yourself this really important question. What went well this month, right? What went well for you? What was the win? Train your mind, firstly, to focus on the great things, because that is having gratitude for everything that you've achieved, and pick out the biggest win. What has transformed you in the last 28 days, right? I'm recording this in November, at the end of November, hence why I've got my snuggly coat on here, right? What went really well for you? And write it down. And then look back, because we have to look back at the shadows. We have to look back at the challenges, not with judgment, not with a fear, not with failure. Nothing is a failure, but with complete and utter contemplation. What went harder than you expected? What was a challenge? What tripped you up? And you can journal on this, right? You can journal on this because you can be your own mastermind to give yourself this space and this time. So what went really well for you? Just ask yourself that question right now. Okay. And look at that and sit with it and really analyze. The third question I want you to learn and look at this. And you might actually take this lesson from your challenge or your win. There's no rules in this. You get to choose the lesson. What lesson are you learning from the last 28 days? What lesson can you take, okay, from this moment? And then I really want you to think about the next 28 days that are coming along for you, okay? Because this is the moment to set the intention of the difference. Now, this difference does not have to be, like a big strategic plan, because we set strategy in a week's time. We have a whole session dedicated to strategy. This is all about masterminding to get into the things that you have been experiencing in your business, to just check in without any pressure of creating an action plan or anything else. I now just want you to think about, what is the difference? What difference can you create into your routine? Into what one thing can you do differently, or what way can you be different, that's going to really help you to embody the lesson into being different? Because that's where we want to focus our energy on. For the next 28 days, you need to be the difference. And that difference is going to be outside of your comfort zone. It's not going to be what you were in the past, because we're trying to grow and expand and change. So really ask yourself, what is the difference? What are you going to do differently for 28 days? It might be that you're going to phone one person every single day to talk about what they are doing, show curiosity in them, and then share something about your business to create connection, to get used to being on the phone, not always being on email or hidden on social media, right? That might be the one thing that you do every day for 28 days. It might be that you get to bed on time because you're really tired and you haven't got, the lesson is that you're not getting enough sleep. It might be that you're not prioritizing your health and your wealth, right? It might be, something that comes up for me a lot is you might not be managing your time effectively. So you need to go back to creating some sort of time blocking routine in your diary, and then using that every single day and making sure that you really do focus on your time and your energy. You really get to choose. And then you have to create, in order to create a difference, you have to do it for at least, well, they say 12 days to 28 days, and then 6 months to create a new neurological pathway. You have the control to drive that difference in that beautiful mastermind of yours. And that's what we are here to do. So, come to the lives, come into the collective, be the one to create the difference. But also, when you do this work and you come into the collective, okay, the collective is just £88 a month. So it's like, £12 a week, right? £12 a week to have strategy, mindset, expert sessions, and then to have that time and energy to mastermind. It's deliberately accessible to all business owners and entrepreneurs, but you have to show up for it. You have to come to the lives, and you have to give yourself the time every day then to journal around that, to commit to make that change. And that's why we work with those 28-day cycles in the mastermind, in the collective, in the community. Okay. So if you ever want to know more, just message me, emma@starwellstrategicplanners.com. I am here for you. Always ask me. And I would love to be one of the privileged people that gets to mastermind with you, along with the rest of the collective. So if you can't join live, at least do this work for the next 28 days and do the work today to show where you are, the wins, the challenge, the lesson, and the difference. Namaste.